gotta get a new tripod. I'm trying to remember that people are gonna watch this, so you wanna smile even though you're frustrated because your live spot was booked today. Cousins, Kim folks, what's good? And see, like this sun, the lighting, everything is just off. Wait a minute. I'm sorry, y'all. If you know me in real life and if you've been following me on this cousin walk for a minute, you know I'm like a low-key perfectionist. So especially when it comes to y'all, I don't play about y'all. So right now y'all are like defying gravity and hanging off the balcony. So hopefully this goes well. And then I'm going to be squinting a lot because I can't really see. Okay, that's not bad. But anyway, welcome to the Lifeline Travel CNA Series, How to Become a Travel CNA. It's your girl, the Real Life Plug, and I'm back with another episode. If you're new here, welcome. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and turn those post notifications on so you can be on time for every single cousin walk. Unlike me, who was definitely late today, sorry y'all, and had technical difficulties. Look like the early 2000s with this hump in my head. Why would I pull my ponytail that tight? Welcome back to the channel. Y'all know, if you don't know, I get sidetracked sometimes. I'm working on it. But anyway, welcome back to the channel. I'm so excited, y'all. My cousins have helped me reach not only my March goal. I wasn't expecting us to be ready for the 514 giveaway until April. But we already have 512 cousins on a cousin walk. I am so excited. I'm so ecstatic that y'all love me. I love y'all. Y'all changed my life. Like, for real, I tell y'all this all the time. I think I tell y'all this every day at this point with our pre and post workout politics. But let's hop right into today's topic, which is how to become a travel CNA. So I obtained my CNA license in Old Dominion Job Corps. I absolutely positively love Job Corps. Also changed my life. Like, that's probably one of my catchphrases, and you'll hear it a lot, changed my life. Because being a CNA really did change my life. Ever since I was young, I always knew that I wanted to be a nurse, right? I just knew that I wanted to be an RN. My grandmother had a trip down the steps one time, and I was just taking care of her and everything like that, and she just was like, oh my gosh, Chrissy, you would make a good nurse. And I just held on to that for the rest of my life. And also at one point, my father, his second wife, she is also an RN, but she's like the top of the highest degree you can have as a nurse. She has that. Like, I forgot what it's called, but this woman has traveled everywhere. She also did a term residency. I'm not sure what vernacular or what the term is, but she spent several years in Okinawa, Japan. Yes, she is a member of the U.S. Air Force. Thank you for your services so much. But yeah, definitely was an inspiration. Her daughters are also nurses. I also went to church with a few nurses. So I just always knew that healthcare was going to be in my spectrum for me. Like, I just love taking care of people. I love making people feel better and enhancing their lives. And I guess being in geriatrics wasn't the best way to do that. However, I did learn a lot working as a GNA, CNA in the state of Maryland, and a CNA everywhere else. Except for Ohio, they have STNAs, which is kind of weird. But I just feel like once you know how to take care of people, you should know how to take care of people. Like, I thought that's why we had to take. Anyway, it is what it is. But yes, so I attended Old Dominion Job Corps, and that's where I obtained my CNA license. And I have also obtained my license in Pennsylvania, Maryland. Old Dominion Job Corps is in Virginia. I don't know if I said that. Pennsylvania, Maryland, West Virginia, and there's like one or two others, but I let all of them go except for Maryland and Virginia because I literally was only there for like the assignment, and it was probably like a temporary one or a 90-day letter or something like that. Like, it just didn't make sense for me to, it wasn't really beneficial to keep up with it. And that's one thing that I think we talked about that either on the actual podcast, because we might keep doing the lives. I don't know. Y'all comment down below and let me know whether or not y'all want to keep doing the live podcast, or if you want to transition completely over with me to the podcast app. Let me know. Let me know. What was I going to say? But it might have been an episode on the podcast where I did what I wish I knew before, which is probably where it is on the podcast app, because that's what that is for. It's podcast. That's that series. But anyway, one of the things that I wish I knew before becoming a travel CNA is that sometimes it can become increasingly difficult to keep up with all of your state licensures, when they're due, when they need to be renewed, the requirements for them, if they require CEUs and things like that. But I think that CEUs are not a requirement nationwide for CNAs, because again, once you know how to take care of people, you know how to take care of people. So there's that on that. Let's see. So where were we? Where I take my license. What? How do I get that off of here? Yeah, that was weird, but that's probably because no, like I just want them completely off. There we go. Because that was weird. Yeah, let's do that. Because that's completely inappropriate. I'm sorry to anybody that may see that like in the beginning of the live. But that's probably because of where I posted, all the places that I posted my my link. So I guess that's also another learning thing for me. Well, I don't really think that there's a way that I can, not have that happen. But I'm sorry to anybody that's watching that and had to see that. But yeah. So tight now. Okay, so I obtained my license at Old Dominion Job Corps in Virginia. I obtained my license in several other states. However, I only kept my licensure for Virginia and for Maryland. Virginia's renewal fee is only $35, and you have like 90 days past your expiration date to pay it. So that's why I kept that one. That's one of the easier ones to maintain. And actually, even as of late, I thought that my Maryland license was expired, but I found out that it's not. And in order to renew that, I have to get a new set of fingerprints done, and a $20 money order, and a background check done, and I have to send it into the Board of Nursing. However, this is for anybody watching that might be considering getting their CNA license via reciprocity or endorsement in the state of Maryland. Good luck. When I tell y'all I'm on hold with the Board of Nursing for 2 hours, just waiting for somebody to pick up, but I go up there and there's somebody sitting at the desk just waiting for me. Like, there's hardly ever, like, I can't even say a line. There's a queue. There's like maybe 2 or 3 people in front of you at the Board of Nursing in Maryland. So good luck if you send it in by mail. Maybe your experience might be a little bit different than mine is on the phone, because they're 2 totally different things. But just good luck. And when it comes to having to get your 90-day letter, because that's what they issue after you after you send in your application, Maryland, the state of Maryland issues you a 90-day letter. And within that 90 days, that's when they're supposed to, push through your reciprocity or your endorsement application, so that way you can have a full GNA CNA license. Literally, my job called me and they're like, yeah, you're on day 89. You need to go to the Board of Nursing or you can't come to work. Pew! I was up there, Rice-Town Plaza. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. My job is telling me that I can't work. So I need y'all to do something. Y'all need to do something about this. I need to work. I need to make my money. And it just so happens that my license expires in Maryland May 28th. My birthday is May 14th. So I'm pretty sure it was somewhere around my birthday, and I was not playing about my money. Very much so like right now. I'm just saying. Anyway, so that's just like a rule of thumb for when you start obtaining your licensure in other states. The goal is to always have a contract, is to always be able to make money wherever you are, to always be able to work. However, realistically, just the way that things go sometimes is not possible. And I don't want you to have the falsehood that I had becoming a travel CNA with absolutely no help and little to few videos on YouTube about it. I'm telling you that it costs money to be a travel CNA, and I'm telling you that sometimes in between assignments, one assignment might get canceled, both assignments might get canceled. You might not be able to find an assignment in the states that you're licensed in. In an ideal world, we would always have work, but that's not always the case. Even now, like, I'm trying to, take some per diem shifts, like some local shifts or what have you. It's taken over 2 weeks for me to hear back about my background check. Now, I don't know, if maybe they already told me I got the job. I already, did all the other work. Maybe they changed their mind. I highly doubt it, because that's the wonderful thing about being a CNA, baby. You are always in high demand. People just can't always afford to pay us. And something we also always talk about is that the rates are so low right now because it's the spring. Also, it's post-COVID. Also, there's an audit being done, and there's an audit being done on a lot of agencies that price gouged during the pandemic. For basically, they overcharged facilities for us to be there. They charged them like 3, 4, 5, 6 times the amount that they were supposed to charge for us to be there, or any agency employees to be in their facilities. And so now a lot of states are putting caps on how much agencies can pay their CNAs and their nurses, their just period, how much agencies can pay their employees. And so if there's a cap on how much they can pay us, there is definitely a cap on how much they can charge them for us being there. So there are a lot of negotiations going on right now in the background, and they're just like super backed up from COVID. I just don't understand. But if you watch some of my regular content, on the flip side of also running and starting a healthcare staffing agency with my team, there's a lot of things on the back end that we're still on hold for right now. So a lot of you keep asking me, and I don't know, I hate when I say that, because people say that on here and it's such a cliche. Like, it's such a cliche. Hold on, y'all. I thought my mom was getting some food. And don't talk about my flat butt, because I have on sweatpants and compression shorts, and I know some of y'all are like, what? That's really random. That's just one of my insecurities. I feel like everybody is just always looking at my sweat jacks. But it's okay, because I'm in the gym with it every day. Make sure you watch my pre and post workout videos. Get you some good inspiration early in the morning. Every single day. It's not really that early because I'm up during the early part creating the content. But if you're like a mid-morning riser, it's for you. And maybe it will encourage you and motivate you to get up. But anyway, so there's just like a big hold up on a lot of things right now, because a lot of agencies, a lot of facilities, a lot of just jobs, period, they don't have the HR staff. They don't have the back office staff, because they were not prepared for that. So they couldn't. It's just like so much, y'all. It's like they weren't prepared for COVID, so they didn't know how to set up their agencies or their businesses to be able to run remotely. And that's a whole nother message in itself, and I'm trying to stay focused on the topic. But a lot of things are backed up right now. I know that I don't have anything at all on my record. So I don't have a record. So the fact that it's taking so long for them to get back to me with you know, you can start with a start date is the backup. It's crazy right now. So just be patient if it's taking a little bit long. But I'm seeing in the groups that a lot of you're getting your reciprocity. You're getting your endorsement applications done and completed and accepted. I'm seeing y'all step outside the box. And I see a lot of y'all are about to be on cruise trips. I hope that y'all vlog that. I hope that y'all at least keep me updated, keep me informed if you're not comfortable doing a vlog or whatever. But I definitely want to see it. I never thought about being a CNA on a cruise ship, mostly because I can't swim. Well, mostly because I didn't know it existed. In the same token, I don't know how to swim, and I just don't like tight confined spaces and gotta share the space with other people. But more power to y'all. I hope it's super lit. I hope it's everything that y'all hope it to be. And please keep the Real Life Plug updated. If you want me to tell your story for you, I tell you. Let me know. So I skipped a part of the story where I came home from Job Corps and I was not able to get a job as a CNA in Maryland because I did not know that you had to have your license endorsed or use reciprocity. So I moved back to Virginia and I did home health aid for a little bit. Not really my thing. Then I moved to another place in Virginia and I started working 3 to 11 in a nursing home. Loved it. Absolutely, positively loved it. Now, at first, it was a hard transition for me to make from being a student to actually being an employee because the things that they teach you in class as a CNA are not what you're going to actually be doing in the field. And I know that if you're in class or you're aspiring to be a CNA, that's like a little bit absurd to you. But any good teacher will tell you that. She's going to let you know, like, I'm teaching you what's in the book, but when you go do your clinicals, you're going to see the difference. Okay? I'm letting you know that now. So learn all your technicalities, learn your techniques, do all of that right now as a student. Just know you need it for the test. And then after that, you don't need it anymore. You're not going to need it anymore. So I went back to Virginia. And I started working in the nursing homes there. It was a hard transition at first. I was young, very immature, like to pop off at the mouth real quick. Didn't really understand how a real job worked, like especially not a nursing home. And it just was not good. And your girl got fired. That's just the long and the short of it right there. But I also had a part-time job at another facility. So I wasn't really tripping. No, the first time I got fired, no, I did not have a part-time job. And the second time I got fired, yeah, I did have a part-time job, so I wasn't tripping. So then I made my part-time job my full-time job, and I got another part-time job. So I was good for real, so I really didn't care. So I worked in Virginia for about a year as a CNA. Then I moved back home to Maryland. Still could not figure out how to get my Maryland CNA license. And I really think it was one of the ladies at the church that told me how to do it. Or maybe it was one of the jobs that I had applied for. And somebody finally called me back and told me why it wasn't working. And I just was like, oh, okay. And they told me how to do it. But somebody told me how to do it. So I'm telling y'all how to do it. Okay? So typically what I do to get my license or fill out my application for reciprocity or endorsement is I Google the state name and then I type in CNA reciprocity / endorsement application. So say I wanted to get my Maryland CNA license, right? Because I can't think of what anybody else's state board looks like except for Pennsylvania's, and theirs looks a little bit different. So it's kind of tricky to tell you how it works. So I want my Maryland CNA license. I would Google Maryland CNA reciprocity / endorsement application. Then the Board of Nursing is going to come up. It's going to be like MBON, Maryland Board of Nursing, MBON. .org or .gov or something like that, and it'll even say like PDF file or print off endorsement application, apply for endorsement application, or apply for 90-day licensure, something like that. It's been a couple years since I was last on there and had to apply for the license. I haven't had to renew it in 2 years. It's coming up. So that's another rule of thumb for when you get these licensures. I know I said it earlier, you have to keep up with how often they have to be renewed and what the requirements are. So a lot of people get like 20 licenses at one time because there are like 26 free licenses that you can apply for. Okay, but what is the likelihood of you traveling and actually working in at least 10 of them this year? Like, it's only possible for you to work in maybe 3 or 4 on a 13-week assignment. We're not really seeing too many of the 4 weeks. You could do 6 weeks. Now, if you work in 6 weeks assignments, I can see that. But there's really no need to rush and get 20 assignments. Like, really figure out 20 licenses. Really figure out where you want to go. What is the likelihood of you actually going there? How much money they make in that state, and how beneficial it's going to be to you to be there. And if the money isn't adding up, that's when you look at the benefits. Well, I really want to see the Grand Canyon, or I really want to see the Four Corners, or I really want to just be able to take a 2-hour drive to Houston or Dallas, or take a couple-hour drive to Atlanta, or take, you know what I'm saying, or hop on the train and go to the city in New York. Like, really think about what the benefits of going to these states are besides the money. That's where a lot of people got caught up in last year, was just thinking about the money. How much money can I make here? And you know what? I'm for it. Like, I'm not telling you not to get a bag. Please get your bag. For real. Like, get your money. But if you're just going after the money, you're not going to enjoy yourself. You're not going to get the experience. You'll always be chasing the dollar. You'll never be satisfied. Like, no matter how much money you make, and that's just period in life. That's just a life lesson. No matter how much money you make, if you're just chasing the dollar, you will never be satisfied. But if you're chasing the experience and the knowledge that you can learn in the different facilities and the different things that you can see, the different what do they call attractions that different states have, then that's a different thing. Travel nursing did not start out about making money. It started because travel nurses had specialties and a need that other places needed, and they fulfilled that need. COVID came around and it became about the money for y'all, and that's why y'all like, I'm not working for this amount of, okay, don't work for that amount of money. That's cool. Don't settle. I'm all for that. There are some people out here who need that, because some states' minimum wage is still $10. Everybody's minimum wage is not $15 now. Everybody lives different lifestyles. So if somebody wants to take a contract that's only paying them $800 a week, $400 in stipend, $400 in tax, then that's their prerogative. Y'all discourage people from taking things because it's not what you need at the moment. What is that? What is that? If it's not for you, just keep scrolling. If it's not for you, don't pay it any mind. But literally laughing at people's posts and things like that, I'm getting sidetracked. But if it's about the money, you'll never be satisfied. If you just want to go to these places because social media makes them look super lit, you need to do your own research on the place. Everybody wants to go to Atlanta. Y'all, what y'all think them rappers talking about in them songs? Like, there's really killers and shooters out there. And you think that because you owe just a CNA, just a travel nurse, that you're exempt to it? Like, no. No. Anybody can get knocked off the frequency. Everybody wants to go to Florida. Florida is one of the lowest paying states. Everybody want to be in Dallas and Houston because people like to be dancers and CNAs at the same time. You gonna make more money at the dance hall than you gonna make in the nursing home, at the bingo hall. Everybody wants to go to Cali, but don't have the money to live in Cali. It is so expensive. Y'all want your recruiters and your agencies to pay you $30, $40 an hour to live in Cali, but you don't even have the money to pay for your first 2 weeks at the hotel. and then get mad when your check comes and you only got $200, and now you gotta go back home or figure it. Like, it costs money to be a travel CNA. It costs money to be a travel nurse. It's not free. Nothing is free. I literally just posted a video about that, so if you you should go check it out. It was like the last video. I forgot what it's called. I don't know, but it's like me with a puff ball and my Nike jacket. Like, I literally just posted it like maybe a day or two ago. So check out that video. Things I wish I knew before I became a travel CNA, and that episode will be available on the podcast. If you're new here, welcome. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We are on the road to 1K. We have 512 cousins on the cousin walk with us right now, currently, and I'm so excited. We hit the goal for the month of March. So go ahead, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, smash that subscribe button, and turn on those post notifications so you can be on time for the next Travel CNA podcast. But let's hop right back into the topic. I know that if there's this one person that if they saw me do that, they would be like, did you? I did. But anyway, keeping up with your licensures, how to gain your licensures in different states. Literally, I just Google the state's name, CNA, reciprocity, and endorsement application. And that's it. And I printed out, some of them you can fill out online, like Pennsylvania. I was just saying earlier, Pennsylvania's CNA reciprocity is a little bit different. You can just apply online and it's free. Or at least it was free when I did it a couple years ago. Things change. I don't know, so don't hold me to that. But you can apply online and it's free. And you're on the registry within 24 to 48 hours. So it's a quick turnaround time. Same thing with West Virginia. West Virginia is free and it's online. There is actually a link that you can use to find all of the reciprocity and endorsement applications and find out which ones are free. I'll come back to this live later on and I'll put the description in the bar. I'll put it in the description bar down below. So yeah, but don't pay people to do your reciprocity unless you absolutely have to. That is one of the biggest scams that I see going on in the groups all the time. Please don't pay people to do your reciprocity unless you absolutely positively have to. There are some people that need it, but if you don't need it, don't do it. Keep up with your licensure, how to find your licensure. And I feel like I'm still missing one of the biggest, most important things about becoming a travel CNA. You need to have at least 6 months to 1 year's experience in a long-term care facility. With RNs, LPNs, LVNs, NPs, it's all different. Everybody has different requirements. But specifically, CNAs, you need to have at least 1 year's experience in a long-term care facility. Now, I say 1 year because at this point, I feel like an OG in the game, almost 10 years, you feel me, like as a CNA, and then I have about 2 to 3 years experience as a PCA, a personal care assistant. So what I'm saying is that you will get to these assignments and they will just throw you to the wolves because you're supposed to already know how to handle a heavy assignment, how to handle a heavy load. Like, you're just supposed to know how to do your job. You're not going to get a whole lot of orientation. And if you do, kudos to you. Shout out to you. You better really learn and focus and hone in on that because everybody doesn't get that at every facility. So you need at least 1 year's experience to learn how to deal with different patients, you have some patients that are in comatose state. You have some patients that are considered, that are paralyzed, paraplegics, like they have contracted arms, ligaments, and things like that. Some of their hands are contracted in different positions. You need to learn how to do that, how to learn the different machines such as the Sarah machine, the Hoyer lift, the sit to stand. There are different machines that you need to learn how to use because just to be honest, like facilities will be like, oh, we're not a lift facility, we're a no lift facility, meaning that you don't have to Y'all know I love a good demonstration. You don't have to be like, okay, 1, 2, 3. Like, it's no pivot. It's not no any of that. You feel me? Like, it's supposed to be 2 people, which is still a lift. It's still a lift. If I have to pick this person up, it's a lift. Go like this. Grab the back of the pants. On 3, 1, 2, 3. Boom. You feel me? That's still a lift. But whatever. They saying it's not. Oh wow, that's crazy. Me and Rashad Jamal live at the same time. So this must be a really good time to be live then, if he's live right now. So I must be in the algorithm doing something. But yeah. So you need to know, it's just so much they're gonna tell you in class versus what it's actually going to be when you get to the facilities. So when you're using those machines that I named earlier, it's supposed to be 2 people. If you're in a facility that says no lifts, it's supposed to be 2 people assisting you with the transfer. 99.9% of the time, there is not going to be anybody to help you transfer, lift, pivot, move your patient. You gotta know how to do it on your own. And the only way you learn how to do that is with practice and experience. One of, like, in the very early beginning stages of me being a CNA, I had a patient that was paralyzed and was in a comatose state. If you don't know what comatose means, they were in a coma and they're paralyzed. So I'm moving a 250-pound woman just dead weight by myself. And in the beginning, I'm trying to do everything like they teach you how to do in class. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm waiting for the nurse. I'm waiting for the other CNA. I'm waiting for the nurse. I'm waiting for the charge nurse. And I just knew better than to go to the DON and ask her for help. So after about 30 minutes of me waiting for help, I just was like, you know what? Today's the day. You're going to have to do this by yourself. You've been preparing all week, all month for this moment. You knew that you were going to have to do this by yourself one day. And it took me 30 minutes to change that lady. Sure did. Sure did. You got to know the height of the bed. You got to know different patients need different heights for you to pull them, for you to use different muscles in your body. Ideally, you would like to use your abdominals to transfer and assist your patients in transferring, and bend your knees. Some patients are super light. So I'm going to tell you that this is what I do, but you don't do this. Don't do this. If the bed is low, like it's a fall risk patient, and they're like super light, I'm going to just toss her real quick, like that. Bang, 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 bang. Tuck it all under. Pull it back over. Put the draw sheet out. Pop, 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 pop. And pull her out. When I tell y'all I love being a CNA, I love being a CNA. It takes me 7.5 minutes to change any patient. I don't care how big they are, how much of a mess it is. 7 minutes. If it's a whole blowout, like some tube feeding, a big nasty mess, like up their neck, it might take me 10 minutes. And guess what? They getting a modified bed bath. I guarantee you that. Soap and water on all my patients, all of them. At least one time during the shift. Everybody is getting soap and water on their butt. And in order to become efficient and effective like that, like y'all know, when I talk, I pop because I know what I'm talking about. 10 years in the game. I know what I'm talking about. I just did a real quick demonstration for y'all. 2 of them. Because I know what I'm talking about, because I got the experience. I worked as a CNA in the facilities for about 5 years. No, I'm lying. I did travel CNA for like 5 years, so I guess it does make 5 years in the facilities before I started traveling. But I was travel nursing before I knew what travel nursing was, so there's that. So you got to get that experience in those long-term care facilities. During the height and the peak of COVID, They were saying 6 months. I don't know what it is right now because it's like a downwards thing right now. We're like plateauing the travel industry is like plateauing right now. So I'm not really sure what the travel rates are looking like. Travel requirements rather are looking like right now. And the last point that I want to cover is how I find my assignments. So I think that one day I just was scrolling through like the groups. I wanted to become a part of some more groups. And I just typed in travel nurse job into every search engine that I could find. Just one day, it just was like, how do you become a travel nurse? And I got on YouTube and I found the videos about how to become a travel nurse. Now, did they tell me about how to gain reciprocity and endorsement applications? No, not really. Nobody was trying to give up that information. And I'm going to tell you why. Because back then, the rates were a little bit higher. It's just the honest truth, right? In the same token, a lot of people don't like to share their recruiter information because y'all's work ethic is not that great. You're not going to put my name on something and you could give a hill of beans about my patients. You could care less whether or not you show up on time. Your scrub's not even ironed, and say, I sent you? Who sent? Real Life Plug sent you. Oh no, you would not tarnish my reputation like that. No. And that's honestly how a lot of other people feel about it too. So there's that. Don't be salty when people don't want to share. Some people keep it to themselves. Everybody is not a well. Some people are not wells, and it's okay. Some things people just want other people to find out on their own and the hard way because they had to find out on their own and on the hard way. But on this channel, anything that I know how to do that y'all want to know how to do, I'm going to tell y'all how to do it. Period. This is room for everybody to eat. You're not going to do it how I do it, and I'm not going to do it how you do it. What's meant for you will always be for you at the exact moment that it is meant for you and not a moment before. If you like this type of content and you're still watching and you haven't hit that thumbs up button yet, what you doing? What you doing? If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in the comments. And let's get the Q&A section of the live started. I'm going to still talk though. But we're still on the road to 1K. Make sure y'all smash that subscribe button and turn those post notifications on so you can be on time for every single cousin walk, every single car ride, every single sit down session. Be on time for the kinfolk link up. Why? Because this is where it's at and this is where you want to be. Period. It's like, no, we still going though. So I joined the groups on Facebook. I literally typed in travel nurse jobs and I started joining the groups, and I was trying to find travel jobs within Maryland. Now, mind you, I told you I had already been doing travel nursing and didn't know that that's what I was doing. One of the first travel jobs, notably that I remember, was when I went to Pennsylvania/Ohio. So what happened there was somebody that I actually went to Job Corps with was working there, and that facility was looking for agency. And I went up there. They had their own housing. I knew absolutely nothing about travel nursing. I definitely should have been asking for more money. But for me, it was more so the experience and just being away from Baltimore. And I felt like I was jumping off the porch. Like I was doing something that I didn't know. Well, I still am. I always am doing things that nobody else I know is doing. So that was that. I went up there. I had an experience. It was great. When I came back home, I'm like, okay, now how do I do this again? And that's when I typed in the names, typed in travel nurse jobs on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Facebook produced the groups and YouTube produced the videos. And here we are. So I also want to let y'all know that there are other tools out here to use to learn how to become a travel CNA or a travel nurse besides social media. In July, there's going to be something called the CNA Travelers Convention in Omaha, Nebraska. There are going to be some pretty dope speakers there. Do I remember their names off the top of my head? Nope. TravCon is also happening in September. That is the largest, biggest most litest travel nurse medical professional conference there is. I had the extreme pleasure of attending last year for the first time. And when I tell y'all, hashtag nurses at night, it got crazy at Dre's. The last night of TravCon, they shut down Dre's nightclub just for us. Yes, we're the ballers, the shot callers, the athletes, the rappers. Everybody is at when it's popping in Vegas. They shut down the whole rooftop for us. We had a lit DJ, lights, pool, drinks, free open bar. It was lit, and it was so good to see fellow members of the industry, of the community, just cut loose. It was so much fun, and that's literally where my life changed last year. And if you want to know more about that, I actually vlogged part of that trip, and it's available on my channel. But you should definitely attend TravCon. There's an opportunity to network with some of the industry's top recruiters and top agencies there. There's so much networking that can be done just within the industry or your specific field. If you're an RN, CNA, LPN, and you want to get into something like post-op recovery, you can network with other nurses there. If you want to start a business, you want to partner up with somebody, you're a small agency and you want to merge with another agency, there are all types of people there. You want to know about how to own real estate, housing for travel nurses and make it available just for them. There's people there for you to talk to about that. There's people literally for every single thing. There's a representative there at TravCon and the CNA Travelers Convention. And of course, I'm going to be there. So if you want to meet me in real life, you want to meet the real life plug, I hope to see you at the CNA Travelers Convention and or TravCon. If you like this type of content, we are actually about to close out now. So if you like this type of content, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, because we are for real on the road to 1K. We are past the halfway point, y'all. I don't know how we're going to do it, but we need 489 cousins, 87 at the starting of this live, 487 cousins to join us on this cousin walk. We doing super lit things. If you haven't watched any of my regular content, I highly recommend that you do. Travel is a lifestyle for me. It didn't just start as a CNA or when I became a travel CNA. I've been traveling. This is a real life thing for me, and I'm plugged into just about any and everything that you want to know about. So if you want to know about post-op recovery, how to start a business, how to start a YouTube channel, how to get how to go viral on TikTok, you need me to come speak, you want to book me for a speaking engagement, you need some motivation, you want to laugh, I'm plugged in, baby. And if I don't know, start a skincare line, makeup line, sell bundles, lashes, whatever you want to know how to do, I'm pretty sure that I can help you do it. And that's why I'm the real life plug. I'm connected to just about any and everything that you need to know how to do, want to do, whatever. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm sitting here tooting my own horn. I kind of like how that sounds. And if you want to see more content like this, I highly suggest that you hit that subscribe button. And hello, Detox Lady. How are you? What's going on with you? Yeah. So peace, love, and blessings. Oh, no, ma'am. Her question was, do travel CNAs make more money than RNs? No, ma'am. Who stay in a hospital job? What you mean by that? Who stay in a hospital job? No. During the height of COVID, CNAs were making what regular staffed RNs were making per hour. That is still not necessarily the case. It varies. So some people will say that some travelers will say that they making as much as an RN. It really just depends on whether or not they're talking about a blended or an unblended rate, or their taxed or untaxed rate. It varies per specialty. It varies per assignment, per contract. It really honestly does. Now, there are still some high-paying contracts out here. I'm not saying that all of the COVID contracts are gone. I'm not saying that. But the ones that were easily accessible to, no ma'am, you should not need a certification if you already are RN. You should be able to work, baby. And I completely understand why you would want to work as an RN more than you would as, why you would want to work more as a CNA than an RN. There are, like I was saying, there are places that agencies that are paying $60, $50 an hour for their CNAs. Understand that it's their taxed rate and their untaxed rate, or their blended, and it's a blended rate. It's not just them making a legitimate $50 an hour. Everything breaks down with these contracts, and unfortunately everybody doesn't have access to that information. All of that does not translate over onto the pay stubs and deductions and things like that. Oh, you worked as a CNA before? See, it's in my mind, in my opinion, there are two types of nurses. A maid nurse, one that started from the bottom as either a PCA or a CNA and earned her degree and worked her way up. That's maid. Or one that just hopped right in the field and earned their degree. And there's no shade, no tea to anybody who just straight earned their degree as a RN. I love that for you. Congratulations to you. However, I'm always going to prefer a maid nurse over a paper nurse, because more often than not, the maid nurses hop in and help you. Or at least that's my experience. Somebody that was a CNA and becomes an LPN, LVN, RN, NP, they will hop in and help you and not be too arrogant or haughty to be like, oh, I'm too good to wipe butt. No, you're not. It's literally what you're here for. Patient care. Patient care. Patient care. So yeah. Oh, thank you for the like. Appreciate it. So we will be live, same time, same place. Actually, I'm lying. My day went by so fast today, y'all, and that's why I was late. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. That's exactly why I was late. My day went by super fast, so we're probably going to move this to 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, in addition to the fact that one of my favorite YouTubers is also live at this time. And I could just go back and watch the live, but I like to be a part of class, as he calls it, while it's going on. So we're either going to start it an hour earlier or an hour later. So make sure you got those post notifications turned on for one. Subscribe for two. Oh, for sure. Make sure you come back next week. I don't know what the topic's going to be, but I'm going to put my social media down in the description bar, and I mostly post on my Instagram and tweet. Okay, great. I mostly tweet about the podcast, and I put it on my Instagram. Real Life Plug is only one L, REALIFEPLUG. And it's going to give you all the information for what we're going to talk about next week. I'll have more information forthcoming, and this was fun. I always love talking to my cousins. This is just a great and amazing time talking to y'all. If you like this type of content, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Share with a friend. Share with somebody that's a CNA thinking about traveling. Share with a nurse. Share with your cousin's uncle, baby daddy, mama's weed man. Share with whoever. Peace, love, and blessings. We still out. Road to 1K by 514.